All right. These are the UN convention and these are the years. So this we have already covered in our class, that how these, which year marks with your UN conventions, right? In our class, so right, it won't be that difficult for you to, because these were not a lot of conventions. These were right. So here in this UN conventions, of course, it was a very precise list. So of course, I do hope that all of you remember this, right? As we have already covered it in our class. So here you see Convention on the Rights of the Children, which one it is basically. So here it marks it as 19 in the year 1989. Okay, Convention on all elimination of all forms of racial discrimination. It was started in the year 1965. Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. It is the year 1979. And Convention on the Right of Person with Disability. It is the year 2006. So here your correct answer is marked as which one? Your fourth one is your right answer. Okay. Let's just move to the other one. When this question says that study shows that dash is the optimal amount of stress that people positively promote their health and sense of well-being, which coincides with what sort of theory? It coincides with the, so here we have already read this, that is the eustress or the arousal theory, right? So the fill in the blanks would be eustress and the arousal theory. If you see that, what is eustress basically? Eustress is basically, it is the moderate amount of stress that is proven to be beneficial for your health, right? So this is that amount of basically eustress is that amount, that is stress. All right. And what is this arousal theory talks about? Arousal theory is associated with this, which only says that it is basically arousal theory is also a theory of motivation. Like for instance, Maslow gives a theory of motivation, right? So there like similarly there is a theory of motivation by arousal theory also, right? So this arousal theory of motivation suggests that our behavior is motivated by a need to maintain an ideal arousal level, right? So, for example, we do certain things. For example, for maintaining my high arousal level, I go for hiking, bungee jumping, and all sort of things. And for maintaining my low arousal level, what I do is I try to do meditation. I try to calm myself. So here, this arousal theory says that for that our brain, it is this arousal theory states that our brain or our behavior is motivated by a need to maintain an ideal arousal level. That is that varies depending on person to person, right? So here eustress, basically the study shows that eustress, which is the optimal amount of stress that people need to positively take to promote their health and well-being, this coincides with your arousal theory, right? All right, let's just move ahead. Right. An irrational fear and negative emotional reaction to homosexuality, their lifestyle and identity is called, without any doubt, it's homophobia, right? Homophobia, it is basically a fear that we have when we are surrounded by people who have their who are homosexual, right? All right. Great. Panchayati Raj institutions in India have brought which one of the following? Is the spread of education, eradication of untouchability, formal representation of weaker section, the village governance, or this given ownership of land to the weaker section. So what is the one option would be? So here we say Panchayati Raj institutions are basically what they are called. They are called unit of self-governance. So here, or they are called forms of decentralization. So here this formal representation of weaker section, the village governance would be your answer, right? Because this is what are these are unit of self-governance. Okay, which of the following items are not agencies of socialization? What are the agencies of socialization? Places or agencies or things or avenues how people socialize or how an individual socialize. So here, school is of course an agency of socialization. Immigration is not. Religion is. Cinema hall is not. Irrigation is not. Right. So here your correct answer would be, we have B, D, and E. Okay. So here second answer would be the right one. Biomagnification. What is biomagnification? So here we have been given four options. So here basically you have to understand what biomagnification stands for, or there is another term related to this biomagnification, which is called bioaccumulation. So of course, last time they asked you biomagnification. Of course, this time they can ask you what is bioaccumulation. So here, biomagnification is basically what? It is the increase in the concentration of a pollutant in a food chain. For example, mercury. Okay, so there is mercury, and it's spread it from the water to algae, and thereafter water to the algae, and then to aquatic insects, and then to the fish, insect eating fish, and there to the large fishes, and then to the humans. So what is this? This is basically your process of mercury concentration. So basically, what is this? This is your bio magnification, that there is one particular substance or one particular pollutant there, which is in the sense that which is of course increasing, right? So this is your bio magnification, right? So here you need to understand that the increase in the concentration of one pollutant from one link in the food chain to the another, for example, that we have already discussed, from water to the algae, and then algae to insects, and insects to insects eating fish. So here increase in the concentration of pollutant from one link from food chain to the other. And the other one which I talked about is the bioaccumulation. What is your bioaccumulation basically? So the increase in the concentration of one substance in one organism over time, right? So basically, it is that this bioaccumulation is that, right? So we need to understand bioaccumulation also, because of course they can ask you in an examination. So accumulation of substances in the environment before they get taken up in by the first organism in the food web. So here the accumulation of organic chemicals in an organism, right? Substances that are entered through epidermal contact or through other processes, right? So this is what your bioaccumulation is. So they can ask you, of course, what is the difference between bioaccumulation or your biomagnification, right? And I hope it is quite clear to you that biomagnification, so you understood that the concentration of one pollutant in a food chain, right? But here bioaccumulation means the accumulation of a substance, like for example, pesticide. Okay, accumulation of a substance like pesticides or other organic chemical in an organism, right? It is called bioaccumulation. So basically, bioaccumulation refers to the gradual build of pollutants in living organism, right? So because one of course, one organism accumulated one substance, one pesticides, and thereafter gradually this kept on building and it transferred from one to the other, right? So I hope it is quite clear to you. This entire process of bioaccumulation is clear to you. This process of accumulation of materials in living things, right? So bioaccumulation occurs when the rate of which the material is absorbed and stored in the organism is faster than the rate at which it is removed, right? So this is bioaccumulation, the buildup of biological substances in organism, and this can happen at any trophic level also. So basically, for example, in farming, if you see, so in farming, some pesticides are not biodegradable, so they are unable to be broken down by the microbes in the soil. So basically, these pesticides build up in soil, water, and organisms. So this is called bioaccumulation, right? I hope it is quite clear to you. Let's just come to the other one. CSR. What is CSR? CSR is basically, it is a corporate social responsibility, right? The responsibility of these corporates, because there is the reciprocity of between the corporate and the society, because see, the corporate is getting benefited by the resources it is using of the society, right? So this is the ethical responsibility, or this is the responsibility of the corporate to give it back to the society as well. So here it is corporate social responsibility. So basically, the main, or how it is calculated, this how a CSR, what CSR does, right? What is the role of CSR is that it is the impact of the company's actions on society. This we have already discussed. So your second is going to be your answer. And if they ask you in your examination CSR, so under the Companies Act 2013, your CSR is just that under, for example, yes, CSR, how it is taken up, it is like, for example, a company earns 2 crores rupees. So the net profit of 2%, 2% of the net profit is 2 crores, right? So that 2% of that entire net profit of those 2 crores would be took separately as your CSR fund, okay, which is your corporate social responsibility fund. And from that fund would be utilized for improving, or again some social issues or anything that a company would do, right? That 2% of that 2 crores rupees. So basically what it is a 2% of the net profit a company has to keep aside for CSR. Okay, this is a mandate under Companies Act 2013. Development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs is regarded as what? It is regarded as sustainable development. We have read all these, we all have read this definition as 78 standard, that development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the needs of the future generation is what it is known as. It's your sustainable development, right? All right. I hope with this you are able to clear how many sustainable goals are there, sustainable development goals are there on the year which is started, how many indicators are there, MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, which came first, SDGs or MDGs. Here in this entire question paper, we have not dealt with any question that deals with chronology, right? But of course, they can ask you such thing that what came first. So here you do know that MDGs came first, SDGs came later. The Rio conference came first or the SDGs come first? Of course, the Rio conference, right? So that's how the chronology they can also ask and all sort of question. With this, we end today's class, and I hope you'll be able to you were able to score good. So please, when you are of course marking yourself, kindly see all those answers where you have been wrong. Kindly mark yourself. Cut your marks so that it gives you a lesson that you have to re-revise it or revise it, right? So that with this, I hope you let's just end today's class, and we'll meet you in another class. All right. Thank you.